They lie side by side on your pizza, or maybe they rest together on a wooden board next to wine and olives, a red and white mosaic of cured perfection. Salami and pepperoni, they are two slices that often share the same plate, both shimmer with oil, release that irresistible aroma of spice and smoke. But take one bite and the truth hits you instantly. Today, we're slicing into two of the world's most beloved cured meats to uncover what truly sets them apart and how one ancient food gave birth to another, more twist, more sophisticated apparently. Hi, I'm Frank. Nice to see you again, and welcome you to Secrets of Simple Things. Don't forget to hit the button like, subscribe, or bell below. Huge, interesting journeys are awaiting you. Let's start with the original. Salami isn't a brand or a single recipe, it's a heritage. The word comes from the Italian salare, meaning to salt. And that's exactly what it is. Meat preserved with salt, thyme, and air. Salami belongs to the ancient family of dry-cured fermented sausages. It's an umbrella term. Beneath it live dozens of regional variations: Genoa, Sopressata, Calabrese, Milano. Each with its own accent, its own rhythm of spice and air. Traditionally, it's made from pork, sometimes mixed with beef, blended with salt, pepper, garlic, wine, and then hung to dry in a cool cellar for weeks or months. Picture it: rows of sausages suspended in the dim light, quietly collecting flavor like they're collecting time itself. In Italy, it reflects the very heart of the country's cuisine: respect for ingredients, patience, and regional pride. Every village once made its own version, using local spices, local wine, and family recipes guarded for generations. That's why you'll find endless varieties, from the garlicky salami of northern Italy to the fiery Calabrese of the south. Each slice carries the flavor of a landscape, a dialect, a tradition. Italian cuisine has always valued simplicity with soul, a few honest ingredients elevated through care and time. Salami embodies that philosophy perfectly. It's slow food at its purest, made by hand, aged naturally, and shared socially. Whether it's served with bread, cheese, and wine, or enjoyed at a family table, salami tells the Italian story of craftsmanship, community, and the art of turning necessity into beauty. Salami isn't just a food, it's a conversation between nature and patience, a way to keep people fed long before refrigerators, and a way to taste history in every bite. Long before supermarkets or cold storage, survival depended on creativity. And nowhere did that creativity shine brighter than in Italy. As far back as ancient Rome, perhaps even earlier, people learned that salt and air could preserve meat through winter. For the peasants, salami was not luxury, it was life insurance. Each region added its own signature. Northern Italy favored garlic and peppercorns. The south brought the fire of chili. Central Italy soaked it with a splash of wine. What began as peasant food slowly evolved into an art form, the art of preservation. The poor man's necessity became the nobleman's delicacy. What began as survival became sophistication, a way to taste time itself. Here comes our plot twist. Because pepperoni? It isn't Italian, not really. It was born in America sometime around the early 20th century. When Italian immigrants brought their salami-making skills to the New World, they found new spices, new meats, and most importantly, a new audience. Americans craved something spicier, redder, softer, and smokier. So the Italian butchers began to experiment. They mixed pork with beef, added paprika, cayenne, and chili flakes, and created a sausage that glowed fiery orange under the light. They called it pepperoni, which in Italian actually means bell pepper. But in America, the word took on a whole new meaning. Here, pepperoni meant spicy, smoky, pizza-perfect sausage. And when it met the New York pizza oven, something magical happened. The edges curled, the fat sizzled, the flavor popped, and a legend was born. Pepperoni is salami reborn, a child of immigrants, crafted for the American oven. So how exactly are these twin meats made, and what makes their textures and flavors worlds apart? Salami begins with coarsely ground pork, sometimes beef. It's mixed with salt, pepper, garlic, wine, and starter cultures, beneficial bacteria that spark fermentation. This fermentation gives salami its slightly tangy, complex flavor. Then, it's hung to dry in a cool, humid room, sometimes for months. The longer it hangs, the deeper it tastes. Pepperoni, on the other hand, uses finer ground meat, a mix of pork and beef. It's seasoned heavily with paprika, red pepper, and cayenne, and often lightly smoked for that signature aroma. It's dried for only a few weeks, keeping it soft, oily, and spicy. The result? Salami tastes aged, deep, and layered, like a fine wine. Pepperoni tastes bright, hot, and alive, like a burst of fire. They share the same roots, but one aged in patience, the other sparked in flame. Here's a question that divides the internet. Is pepperoni just a kind of salami? The answer is half true. Both belong to the same cured sausage family, but they're separated by culture and purpose. Salami is Italian, a slow food, meant to be savored in thin slices with bread and wine. Pepperoni is Italian-American, designed to melt, to spice up, to dance on pizza. Think of it this way. Salami is classical music, refined, layered, timeless. Pepperoni is rock and roll, loud, fast, and full of heat. So yes, pepperoni came from salami, but it became something the old world never imagined. In Italy, salami remains the centerpiece of la dolce vita, thinly sliced on wooden boards, paired with cheese, olives, and red wine. It's the taste of leisure, of conversation, of time well spent. In America, pepperoni rules the pizza box. It's the nation's favorite topping, covering more than 1/3 of all pizzas sold in the US. One celebrates sharing and savoring. The other celebrates speed and joy. But they both share something deeper. They're social foods, made for moments, for laughter, for togetherness. One sits on a wine board. The other sizzles in a pizza box. But both bring people together. From Italian cellars to American diners, salt still ties their stories together. Even their names tell a story. Salami comes from the old Italian salare, to salt, a word that's remained steady for centuries, carrying the same meaning it always has. Pepperoni, however, changed on its journey. In Italian, pepperoni, with one P, means bell peppers. But in America, the word transformed. It became pepperoni, the fiery sausage we all know. Language, like flavor, evolves when it travels. A word, like a recipe, carries the fingerprints of every place it's been. Both names remind us that language, like flavor, never stops evolving. Food doesn't just feed us, it tells our stories. And few foods have traveled through pop culture quite like salami and pepperoni. In movies, memes, and music videos, they've become edible icons. The slice of pepperoni pizza isn't just lunch, it's a symbol. It shows up in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, in Home Alone, in every late-night montage of comfort and rebellion. A slice dripping with cheese and pepperoni says, home, friendship, chaos, freedom. And salami, the older cousin, appears in slower, more deliberate moments. Think of elegant charcuterie boards in Netflix's Chef's Table or Somebody Feed Phil. It represents craft, time, and conversation, food for those who slow down, taste, and think. But the most profound connection comes from Pixar's Ratatouille. No, it's not about cured meats, but it's about everything they stand for. In Ratatouille, Remy the rat worships the classical French kitchen, a world of technique, hierarchy, and heritage. That's Salami, time-honored, methodical, precise. Yet Remy dreams beyond the rules, combining flavors in daring new ways, just as Italian immigrants once reimagined salami in America and gave birth to pepperoni, spicier, louder, more democratic. When Anton Ego, the feared food critic, tastes Remy's humble dish, he's reminded of something deeper than flavor, memory. And that's the same nostalgia we taste in a slice of salami or pepperoni pizza, heritage made edible. You can see echoes of that story all over pop culture, from the DIY sausage-making YouTubers like Two Guys in a Cooler to viral meme, where humor and hunger meet. Because food, like film, keeps retelling the same story. Old meets new. Tradition meets innovation. Salami and pepperoni are no longer just flavors. They're metaphors for how culture evolves. Although salami and pepperoni aren't the same, they share the same soul. From the Roman countryside to New York City, their stories are written in salt, time, and transformation. Salami represents tradition, the wisdom of waiting, the beauty of aging. Pepperoni represents adaptation, the courage to evolve, the joy of reinvention. It's not about which one's better, it's about how food keeps telling the story of who we are. It's not about meat, it's about memory. Even the simplest slice can hold centuries of change. Hey, I'm Frank. Thanks for watching Secrets of Simple Things. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe for more tales, hidden everyday products, because sometimes the simplest things hold the most extraordinary stories.